Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome to the family. My name is Dina. I am so happy to have you guys here. Today we are making a potion. We are going to be making a cleansing slash protection spray to use in your home. You can use it in your bedroom. You could even use it in your car if you'd like, honestly anywhere. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll even use it on myself. Now you have to be careful if you're sensitive to oils. It will be diluted, but I kind of just spray it on my clothes and it doesn't stain or anything like that. So I'll just, kind of just, obviously not too close, but just kind of do a thorough spray of my body. I like to do this if I've had a rough day and I'm walking into my room and I don't want to bring that energy into my space. I'll cleanse myself, I'll cleanse my room. But yeah, this is a pretty simple recipe. Before we actually get started, I'm just going to start with a little bit of a energy cleanse just to cleanse all the ingredients, specifically ones that have been picked up at the store, right? Like we've got ingredients here that I literally just bought at the store, and the store holds a lot of different energy from different people. So we're just gonna cleanse everything, including the container that we're putting our spray in, everything, like every last instrument, tool that we are using. So I'm just gonna start with that. So for this recipe, what you're gonna need is some sort of bottle. Something from like 2 to 4 ounces is good. This is a 100 milliliter bottle, so I think that's around 3 ounces. So yeah, you're gonna need a spray bottle. Now this one's actually a reused one. I had a cleansing spray that I had bought from a shop, and once it was done, I just soaked it in some vinegar to remove the label, give it a good cleanse, and now it's good as new. So that's actually a trick if you don't want to be wasteful. You can reuse things. I reuse bottles, jars all the time, and it's pretty easy to get rid of the labels. You just have to soak them in some vinegar. I usually add some vinegar mixed with some water and some dish soap, and then you just kind of give it a scrub and the label comes off clean. So that's what I like to do. You're gonna need a funnel to get everything in the bottle nicely, which I just realized the funnel just fits. So we're good. You're gonna need some measuring spoons. You're gonna need some witch hazel. Try and get as pure witch hazel as you can. This is the purest I could find, but it's 99.8%, so it's pretty close. Now witch hazel is going to act as our preservative, and not all recipes will call for witch hazel. Sometimes they'll use alcohol. I think I've seen apple cider vinegar. It really depends. I personally wouldn't like to use apple cider vinegar because I hate the smell of apple cider vinegar, but use whatever you have available to you, whatever you prefer. And then you're also going to need some sea salt. So I actually just have a bit of salt here, and you're going to need some water. Now they call for either spring water or filtered water. Another thing too though, if you wanted, you could also charge your water with the energy of the sun or moon. You could use rainwater if you wanted. It was actually raining this morning and I was tempted to go out early and be like, hey, maybe I'll get a little bit of rainwater to add to the spray, but I couldn't be bothered. I was so tired. So this is just filtered water here. We've also got some essential oils. Now, the oils that you choose to use in this recipe are completely up to you. So this is a very personal choice. I would choose anything that is really good for protection, for, energy clearing, cleansing, and also anything that you want to pull into the space. Because another important thing to take into consideration when you are cleansing a space is, yes, you're removing negative energy, but you want to call in that positive, high vibrational energy too. You want to call in other things. So you may be banishing negative energy, but then also you're calling in peace and happiness and prosperity, right? You want to kind of create that balance. You want to fill that space with good energy. So I'll be getting into specifically why I chose all these ingredients as we go through it, because I think it's important to have a clear idea of why you use different ingredients and the intention behind it. So we will be talking about those as I add the ingredients. I also have some little crystals here. So again, use crystals of your choice. You don't even have to add crystals, but I like to use little crystals just to kind of charge the spray itself and just kind of keep that energy there. And if you want, now this is not necessary, but if you want to add some dry herbs in, you are welcome to do that too. Make sure they're dry, they're not still fresh and wet, because you don't want anything to go moldy. Yes, you have a preservative, but you probably don't want to take any chances. So I actually have some dried rosemary here. Now this is actually freshly dried from my garden. So we got a bit of rosemary. It smells absolutely amazing. Okay, as we are adding in all of our ingredients, obviously a really important thing is to add in your energy and intention. Otherwise, you're just throwing a bunch of things together, and that's not the point of magic. But I also want to mention something that I decided I want to do, and that is to spend a little extra time with just the water. Now, if you are familiar with Dr. Emoto's water experiments, which I'm not going to get too much into this, I'll actually put a link below if you want to do a little bit more reading and research for yourself. But what we learned from his experiments is that water holds memory and water holds intention. So what I want to do is spend a little extra time just putting love and intention into this water that we are going to be using, because I think that would be definitely very powerful. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a moment to do that, and you guys can do the same if you feel called to do this. Okay, so once you feel like you've put in a lot of intention and love into your water, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting in the ingredients. Now, it's important to pay close attention to everything I'm doing, because there is actually an order of doing this that'll ensure everything will mix properly. Because if you just like threw in some water and started throwing in your oils, it's not going to mix. So you actually want to add in your essential oils first. Now, I chose clary sage here. Now, clary sage, first of all, is a really great alternative to white sage. And it is, yeah, it's helpful for cleansing, clearing negative energy. But clary sage is also a mood enhancer. It helps with depression. It can really help relax you. It also helps invite new energies and promotes emotional strength and stability, which are important skills to have when you are dealing with some tough stuff. So that is why I chose clary sage. So we're gonna use that. We're also gonna use lemon oil. Now, lemon will work, but lemongrass will also work. I like to work with both of them. I just happen to have lemon right now in my apothecary, so that's what I'm using. So lemon is actually protective and cleansing, but it's also a mood enhancer. Like, it helps to perk you up and make you feel more energized and happy. It really helps to put you in a good mood and release that negativity. So we're gonna add in about 3 drops of each. I'm just gonna go with that, and if I feel like I need more, I'll add more. So we definitely added in more than 3 drops. It's hard to exactly measure that, and it kind of got on the outside of the bottle a bit. We're doing our best. I don't know if it'll help to put it through the funnel. Like, I feel like it'll just get stuck on the funnel. So I'm just gonna put the essential oil directly into the bottle, and then everything else will be through the funnel. And then you can also just kind of give it a smell to see if the combination is, you know, good for you. You might find you want to add a little bit more of another scent. I feel like I smell both of them, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now, but if I need to add more, I will add more. So next we're actually gonna add the witch hazel and the sea salt. So let me just open up the witch hazel bottle here first. So I'm just gonna use the funnel there. So we're gonna use 1 tablespoon of the pure witch hazel. Okay, so that's 1 tablespoon. And that is why you need the funnel. And we're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon of the sea salt. There's a 1/4 teaspoon right there. Make sure all that gets in there. Some of it kind of stuck to the side because it's wet, so I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Now, not only does the sea salt help with the actual mixture, like it allows it to mix and not all that, like it's part of the foundation of making a good spray, it also has cleansing and protective properties itself. And if you're interested in the properties of salt and the different, you know, magical properties of different types of salt, I actually have a video all on that. But sea salt is commonly used in witchcraft practice. So we're gonna actually take this funnel off, and we're just gonna close it so nothing spills, and we're gonna give that a good mix. Just really shake that up. Now before I add the water, I just want to double check that I still like the scent of everything, make sure I don't want to add more, because once we add the water, it's not going to mix very well. So let me just double check. I'm going to add a little bit more of the clary sage because I do smell a lot of lemon, but I don't smell as much of the sage. So let me just add a little bit more. Another trick, if you want to make sure that you like the combination first, put like a couple drops of each one on a tissue. That way you can smell the tissue and see if you like the combination. That's what I did with this one. So we're going to use our funnel again. And we're going to actually add our filtered water until the mixture is about 3/4 full. We don't want to fill it completely to the brim because remember we're also putting like crystals and a little bit of herbs in there and stuff. So we want to keep space for the water, the formula to rise. So now I'm going to add in my crystals. Now again, this is just optional. You don't have to add in crystals if you don't have crystals. You would need to get crystal chips for something like this, or just like very, very tiny crystals, because anything else is not going to fit through this little hole here. So I have these little crystal chips that I actually ordered online before. You can get them on Etsy. And I'm just going to add actually a couple of each, like not a lot. Now the first crystal I'm adding is obsidian. Now obsidian is a very protective crystal. It also cleanses the energy of the room. It also has a very grounding energy, so it's really good for your root chakra, and if you're really caught up here in your head and stress and stuff, it'll help bring you back to the earth, ground you. It's also really good at removing blockages and removing stagnant energy. So if you're feeling stuck, this can really help break away those blockages and yeah, get things rolling. So we're gonna add a couple of pieces. So put one there. And let's use this piece right here. Actually, it's a fairly large bottle. I'm going to use 3 pieces each. All right, moving on to our next crystal. So I also have just some clear quartz here. Clear quartz is just a really beautiful crystal that not only enhances the energy of spells often, like it's one of those crystals that you can kind of just add in to amplify everything else, but it also just has a very beautiful cleansing energy of its own and just raises the vibration of the room. So we're gonna add a few pieces of the clear quartz in as well, just whatever one's called to me right now. Okay, and our last crystal that we are adding is citrine. Now a lot of people usually see citrine as a money or abundance crystal, and it can very much be used as that. A lot of people will put them in their wallet. So it is really good for calling in prosperity, which obviously we want to do that. That's one of the energies we want to call in. But some people don't actually realize that citrine is also a very protective crystal as well. It also is really good for reducing stress, anxiety, depression. It cleanses your space, it cleanses your aura. It also just has a very uplifting and cheerful energy. So it'll just help you feel more positive, have a more positive outlook on life. So this is definitely one we want to include. So I'm just gonna get a few pieces of that. Ooh, I like that piece. We're gonna put that one in there. Just a few of the citrine. So just put as much as you want. Now we are gonna add a little bit of the rosemary. So rosemary, scientifically, it actually relaxes the nervous system. So if you are very stressed out and you are spraying something with rosemary in it, scientifically speaking, it can relax you and help you feel better. So that's one thing, but spiritually, rosemary is seen as very protective, very cleansing. It removes negative energy, but also entities. I've actually seen it in like exorcism formulas. So that's interesting as well. And it also helps promote spiritual clarity. So if you are feeling blockages or foggy, then it's really good for that. So we're just gonna get a little sprig. I'm just thinking like I probably want something that I'll be able to take out easily. So I'm just going to break it down into smaller pieces. Otherwise, it's probably gonna be really hard to get it out of the bottle when I go to reuse this bottle again, because I don't like throwing things away, especially when you've got a perfectly good bottle. So let's mix that in. Just gonna give that a little shake. This rosemary smells amazing. Like, it's just such a beautiful smell. So the final step is to add that last bit of intention. We did already bless the water and infuse it with our intention and really, you know, put a lot of thought into each ingredient, but this is like the final show. You know, whenever I do a spell, I always put some final intention into the bottle, into the jar, into the charm bag, whatever it is. So take some time to hold your spray in your hands. Take a deep breath. And just envision, like, when you use this spray, how are you gonna feel? What's it gonna do for you? The spray is gonna cleanse away any negative, stagnant, heavy energy. It's going to protect me from energy vampires, from anything that tries to drag me down. It's gonna add beautiful, peaceful, uplifting, positive, high vibrational energy to my space. It's gonna help me draw in good opportunities and prosperity. It's gonna lift, elevate my mood. It's gonna help me through times of distress and anxiety and depression. It's gonna instantly help me feel lighter. Putting so much love and intention into the spray. Really allowing yourself to envision the white light energy coming from the universe, coming from the heavens, channeling into your body, while your body also grounds into the earth and your roots are connected to the earth. So it's just pure, beautiful energy flowing through you and flowing into your cleansing spray. And thanking the universe for its beautiful energy and guidance. Thank you. And that's how you create your spray. I like to use it intentionally. So instead of just rushing through it, just be like, oh, I need to get this done, I got stuff to do, like, spray it with intention. Spray it with those things in mind that I just mentioned. You know, I'm cleansing away the negativity. Envision that negative energy just like dissolving or leaving the room or whatever, you know, visualization is powerful for you. Envision that and envision all the beautiful energy coming in as you use the spray. Now, if you're wondering how long this will last, it really depends on how often you use it. I would say it lasts like about a few months or so. If you're cleansing like once a day, if you're cleansing multiple times a day, you're gonna have to make some more sooner. But the nice thing is, you know, once you get yourself some witch hazel, like I use such a tiny amount, it doesn't take a lot of essential oils or salt or anything. Like, all the ingredients are very simple to get a hold of. I got this at a health food store, but you can also get it on Amazon. Water is the most abundant ingredient, which most of us are very privileged and blessed that we have a lot of water in our home. So yes, it's pretty simple. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what essential oils you are gonna choose if you decided you're gonna do this yourself. And also, when you go to make your own, if you wanna play this video while you make it to kind of help you along, and even just to, you know, take part in the meditation at the end, if you wanna do it with me, then that could be very powerful too. So just a suggestion for you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you have a beautiful day or night whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much for joining me today. Consider subscribing because I put up new content every single week that you don't want to miss out on, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.